He couldn't hear the music, but his heart felt every beat, and what Ozzy Osbourne did next left an entire arena in tears. Before the lights dimmed, before the crowd roared, before the first note ever touched the air, there was a boy who lived in silence, and a heartbeat that refused to be quiet. The silence he was born at. Ethan Carter was born into a world without sound and no lullabies, no laughter, no voices calling his name. Doctors told his mother, Sarah Carter, the truth gently, but the words landed like glass. Congenital profound deafness. There's no measurable hearing response. Sarah nodded, thanked them, and held her baby tighter than ever. If Ethan couldn't hear the world, she would make sure the world still felt him. From the moment he could sit up, Sarah placed his tiny hands against her chest so he could feel her heartbeat. That rhythm became his language. That pulse became his comfort. And somehow that pulse became music. That the boy who felt R.H. White HMA's Ethan grew older, something unusual happened. When cars passed by, his fingers tapped unconsciously. When washing machines spun, his shoulders moved. When bass-heavy music played from distant apartments, his chest tightened. Not with fear, but recognition. He couldn't hear sound, but he could feel vibration. At age 6, Sarah noticed him pressing his hands against the wooden floor during a street festival. Fireworks thundered above, unheard by Ethan, but his eyes widened as the ground trembled. He smiled. Not because of noise or because his heart was dancing. The first time he saw Ozzy was 9 years old when he first saw Ozzy Osbourne. Not live, not loud, not on a silent television screen. Sarah had subtitles on. The video showed Ozzy on stage, wild hair, dark clothes, commanding presence. The crowd was a sea of raised hands. Ethan sat inches from the screen. He placed one hand on his chest and one on the speaker. The bass line pulsed through the wood. His heartbeat synced. Boom, boom, boom. For the first time in his life, Ethan felt something bigger than himself. He didn't know Ozzy's voice. He didn't know the lyrics, but he knew the power. That night, Ethan signed his mother in trembling hands. This man makes my heart louder. A dream without Ozzy from that moment on. Ozzy wasn't just a musician to Ethan. He was a feeling. Ethan watched every performance, studied every movement, pressed his hands to speakers until his palms tingled at AT school. Other kids talk about favorite songs. Ethan talked about favorite vibrations. He learned to feel tempo through pulse sensors, learned to identify songs by rhythm patterns, learned to feel emotion through movement. But there was one dream he never spoke aloud, not even to his mother, because it felt impossible with the letter that shouldn't have been R one rainy afternoon. Sarah found a folded piece of paper beneath Ethan's pillow. IT was written carefully, slowly, each word shaped with effort. Dear Ozzy Osbourne, I cannot hear your music, but my heart does. When you play, my chest feels full. If I could feel your music one time in real life, I think my heart would remember forever. Sarah sat on the bed and cried. She didn't know where to send it, didn't know if it would ever matter, but she mailed it anyway. Because sometimes hope doesn't need permission. The iron button in 3 months later. A black envelope arrived and a return address. Inside was a single card. You are invited to the concert. No explanation. No details, just a location. A date. Sarah's hands shook. Ethan stared at her face, reading emotion the way he always did. What? He signed. Sarah knelt and signed back. Your heart is about to hear something special. The night of 1,008, the arena was massive. Light sliced through darkness. Crowd surged with excitement. Ethan stood quietly beside his mother, wearing a special chest harness, a haptic vibration vest, experimental and rare, designed to translate sound into physical pulse. Sarah wasn't sure it would work, but she prayed. Ethan pressed his palm against his chest. His heartbeat was fast, nervous, excited. Then the lights went out. Ozzy stopped. Then the first song began. Bass thundered. Drums exploded. Ethan froze, his vest activated. The vibrations weren't random. They were alive. His chest pulsed. His ribs hummed. His heartbeat locked into the rhythm. Tears streamed down his face. But then something unexpected happened. The music stopped. Lights shifted. Ozzy stepped forward. He raised a hand. The arena went silent. Ozzy spoke into the mic. Tonight, there's someone here who doesn't hear my music the way you do. Crowds murmured. Ozzy looked toward Ethan and smiled. But I'm told his heart hears everything. The walk to the HAG security escorted Ethan forward. The crowd parted. Phones lowered. People realized this was a gimmick. This was real. Ethan climbed the steps slowly. Ozzy knelt down in front of him and no words. Just eye contact. Ozzy placed his hand gently over Ethan's chest, felt the heartbeat. Then Ozzy placed Ethan's hand over his own .2 pulses, .2 lives, .1 rhythm. The GIFT Ozzy turned to the band. Nodded once. The drummer began, softly. Just bass, just heartbeat level rhythm. Ozzy held Ethan. Close, not singing, just letting the vibration travel. Ethan closed his eyes. For the first time in his life, music wasn't outside him. IT was inside. Ozzy whispered barely audible, "This is yours." Then he handed Ethan something, a custom-built device, a bone conduction hard amplifier, modified by Ozzy's team. Designed not for ears, but for the chest, for the heart. The moment that broke the real Ozzy sang one final verse, not loud, not aggressive, gentle. The vibrations wrapped around Ethan like arms. The boy who lived in silence felt music breathe. Ethan laughed, he sobbed, he pressed his forehead against Ozzy's chest. The crowd wept openly. Grown men cried, strangers hugged, and somewhere between, bass and heartbeat, the world learned something. What music really is. Music isn't sound, it's connection, it's pulse, it's feeling understood, without words. Ethan didn't need ears at night, he needed a heart, and Ozzy gave a voice. Ethan now teaches other deaf children to feel rhythm. He wears a device every day, not to hear, but to remember. And whenever someone asks him what music sounds like, he places their hand on his chest and smiles out at this story. Touch your heart, even a little. Backhand Index Pointing Right. Subscribe to our channel, Voices of Darkness Backhand Index Pointing Right. Like this video and share with your friends. And if you truly love Ozzy Osbourne, share this video right now and help us complete our 1,000 subscribers target. Fire now, prove your love. The heartbeat is waiting.